Great. Hello everyone. Welcome to this Instagram live by VisitOurIran. Everyone's just joining us, so I will wait for 2 or 3 minutes and then I'll start. Hello. We will ask that question, Mr. I cannot read your name, but we will ask that question from our guest today. He has been recently to Iran and he can tell you about the weather and how it was. Hi. Okay, I will start right now. Welcome to this Instagram live by VisitOurIran. This is going to be our first joint live with one of our recent guests. I will invite him in a few seconds. Oh yeah, he has sent me a request. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Thank you. Can you hear me well, Ahmed?
Yeah, all good. You hear me?
Yes, great. Thank you. So let me just turn off comments for now because your face is going to be
No, it's fine.
It's not clear.
But I think it's better to people that comment and leave their questions.
Okay. We will have the question part at the end of the session, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just turn off for now, and in the end, we will turn it on.
Okay.
Okay. So to start with, would you please tell us a bit about yourself and introduce yourself?
So,
what inspired you to be a traveler?
Yeah. So I'm Ahmed, 22 years old, from Egypt, and I've been traveling for like almost 5 years. It started with my family, and then I decided to travel alone. And the reason about like me starting traveling is I really love traveling and I really love to explore by myself. And lately, like everything is not like true. Whatever you see in media, I don't believe it. So I decided to travel and see by myself. Like every single place you visit has a different story that the one you have in your mind. Like the stereotypes are really different. So can you give me 1 second, please?
Yeah, sure. Please take your time.
Okay.
So, wow, that's great. People are still joining us.
Sorry, but I'm in Iraq in the streets and like the internet is not that good. So yeah, let's complete our talk.
Yeah, it's fine. It looks fine though. Okay, so how many countries have you been to?
Right now I've been to like 42 countries so far.
42.
42, yeah. And I'm planning to like be in like before 30 I visit every country in the world, hopefully.
Yeah, and so you are in Iraq right now, right?
Yeah, I flew from Baghdad 2 days ago from Tehran to Baghdad 2 days ago.
Yeah, and where do you plan to go after your visit to
I don't
Iran?
know.
Really?
I always travel without plans.
So aren't there any countries in your bucket list right now?
Like every single country in the world is on my bucket list. So my plan was to come to Iraq just for 10 days and leave before the New Year's Eve. But now I decided to stay because for the first 2 days I have met like almost half of Baghdad and people are very friendly now. بعت له.
Great. So, what was it that inspired you to travel to Iran before you actually came?
So Iran has always been in my bucket list, and I really wanted to go. But the point is, at the beginning, I thought it's a very hard visa, and then I discovered through one of my friends that it's like a free visa for Egyptians for 21
Yeah.
days, like free at all. So I decided to go. Why not?
Yeah, that's cool, you know. It's just something sudden out of the blue. So do you plan your travels all the time like that? You just decide to go to the next destination?
Usually, I don't plan. I just go. So I was in Iran and decided just to go to Baghdad because
Yeah.
why not? My friends have been there, and like it's a very interesting country, and I always see it in the media in a false way, and then yeah, sorry for interrupting, but life is crazy here in Iran, in Iraq. And Iran and Iraq
Yeah.
is very close, so I decided to go to Baghdad and discover. And 2 days before I come to Iraq, I didn't know anyone in Iraq. And then I texted one of my friends to put me in contact with a guy. And then I started like everything was connecting with each other. And I arrived to Iraq having like more than 50 friends. They are sitting at the back now. All these are my friends
Wow.
in 2 days.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So, how you said that Iraq and Iran are very close, but how different do you see Iran from Iraq?
I don't know. It's like it's been only like 2 days, so I'm not sure yet. Like, give me more
That's
time,
a
and
good point.
yeah, I
Yeah,
need to
that's a good
discover it.
point.
Like, I need to go on the streets and talk to people. But like, I think what's common between them for me in like just 2 days is like generosity and hospitality of people. Iran and Iraq people are very generous.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're from Egypt, if I'm not wrong, and I'd like to know your perception of Iran as an Egyptian. I mean, how did you see Iran before you travel, and how is the perception of Egyptian people of Iran?
I'm not sure, but like before I come to Iran, all I knew about Iran is like Iran is a Shiism country, and I don't know anything about it because they don't tell us anything about it in the media. Just it's
Mm-hmm.
a Shiism country, like it's just religious stuff. But I never heard about Iran. I never knew that Iran has like mountains, snow, desert, beaches, Iceland. Like Iran was very interesting for me.
So the sceneries and the nature and
And
everything about the
people,
nature.
people,
Yeah.
and even more, what was very interesting, how well organized Iran. Like I've been to mostly every single country in Europe, and I can tell like Iran in the streets and like the organization is better than most of European countries. Like
Wow.
the first day I arrived to Iran in Tehran, it was like 5 a.m.
Ahmed,
And
there's something I have to tell you. Your voice is a bit low. Could you please speak a little bit louder?
okay.
Yeah, that's
I will
great.
try my best. Okay. So when I arrived first to Iran, on my first day, I arrived like 3 a.m. and I stayed in the street until 5 a.m. until I arrived to Tehran because the airport is far. And I saw them like washing the streets. Like every single street in Tehran, they wash it. So it's more clean than Europe and like a lot of countries that you always hear that they are the best countries in the world.
That's very interesting to know. I never thought that a traveler would pay attention to how streets and everything in the environment is so cleaner even than the European countries. That's very interesting for me to hear.
Yeah, like I used to live in Paris. Like to be honest, Iran
Hmm.
is cleaner than Paris.
Wow, then Paris. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
imagine.
Yeah, I'm just imagining it. I guess you answered my next question, which was how things changed in your mind when you came to Iran. So I'll jump to the next question. Uh, Can you tell me about the similarities between Iran and Egypt in your view?
Iran and Egypt. Maybe the food. There's like
Uh-huh.
many common food, and also the people. People look almost the same, especially men. Men are like people thought that I was Iranian all the trip in Iran. I don't know if
Yeah.
I look Iranian or not, but
You do look a little bit, but I really never knew about that. What about something beyond the looks? I mean, the personalities, are they still the same?
yeah. To be honest, yeah. Like people in Egypt
Mm-hmm.
and Iran are very kind. Like
Yeah.
deep in heart, they are very kind.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. You mean the hospitality and
Yeah,
being warm. Yeah.
exactly. Like I think in most of these countries, like people are very warm.
Mm-hmm. So what places and what things do you think that the Egyptians would find interesting in Iran? Which places, what things exactly would be interesting for them, like something different?
I think like it, all Iran, because Iran for us is like before I come to Iran, I didn't knew anything about know anything about Iran, and then out of a sudden I discovered like most of the cities I visited, it was different, and every city is like better than the one before, and like has something different. So I can't tell like one or two cities people must visit. I think Iran is like this is one of the similarities like Egypt. People when they think about visiting Egypt, is my voice
Uh-huh.
okay? You can hear me well.
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
but
so
a louder would be better, but if that's
yeah,
all you can
I'm
do, it's
I'm
okay.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
know.
yeah, people when they decide to visit Egypt, they only like thinking about Cairo or like visiting one of the like sea cities, like the
Yeah.
coast cities, and then no, Egypt has like more than 20 destinations to visit, and all of them are beautiful. So Iran is very similar in this point. Every city is different from the other city. Like
So you
the
do
south,
advise everyone to come to the country, either Egypt
I,
and Iran, and visit all the cities.
I think I will be back soon also, because like
Wow, that's great.
I have been only to like not only eight cities.
Yeah.
When you visit 8 cities or 7 cities in one country, it's like too much. But it's still people are texting me. You need to visit the north, and you need to visit the south. You need to visit the east, and oh my God, there's a lot to see. Even though like there's
Yeah.
the Ahwaz part, like where people speak Arabic, many people from
Yeah.
Ahwaz has been texting me. Like imagine in a country there is like another group people living in the same country, and it's like a different part, and you need to visit it. So the diversity in Iran is huge.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, my next question is that, as you already know, Iran is a free, visa-free destination for the Egyptians.
Yeah,
It has been only for a few months. And so I guess in this sense, your trip was not very difficult to start, was it? So
no,
do you in this sense,
not
do you recommend other Egyptians to take the chance and
of course.
come to
Uh,
Iran anyway?
yeah, and the best part, like people are very worried about when they are visiting Iran. That like Iranian stamps may sometimes stamp on the passport may sometimes cause difficulties when traveling to other countries. But the good part is
Mhm.
like Iran doesn't stamp the passport, so no one will know that you visited Iran. You just go and come out that like you never been there. So now
Yeah,
you have visa free, and like your passport doesn't get stamped. So why not? And it's very cheap.
yeah.
It's like the cheapest country I've been to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Like
So,
I always believe that Egypt is the cheapest, but right now Iran, oh my God,
is the cheapest.
yeah.
So, so in terms of price, what was it that caught your attention the most? I mean, what kind of product was very cheap that you were like,
Food,
wow,
food. Like you
food.
go to any place, you have a kebab, like the best kebab I have had, and then it the quality of meat everywhere, even if like a low like in a local area or like in a fancy place, the quality of the food are all the same. the quality.
Yeah.
Not about the taste, but I mean the quality of the meat is always good. That's a thing you never find in anywhere else. Like every
So do you confess that you have had the best kebab in Iran?
so far, yeah. Now I'm in Iraq. Iraqi people are telling me that the kebab here is better, so I will see. I didn't try it yet, but so far, yeah,
Okay.
Irani kebab is like the best for me. Like $3 for a very big plate of kebab and like a big plate of rice. Everything is like X large there, and you pay like
Yeah.
$3. $3, like in Europe, it can get you a coffee.
Yeah. So you're a Muslim yourself,
Yeah.
and your trip to Iran was focused on religious sites and experiences, right? So I guess a great number of your followers are also Muslim. So would you tell me your opinion about our ziyarat experiences in Iran? How was your
Uh,
experience?
the experience was good. Like nothing happened. Like I just wanted to explore by myself, by my eyes. So the experience was
Mhm.
like nothing like as I expected. Like even the whatever religion is different. Like whatever place you visit, if the religion is different or you are the same, the holy places
Yeah.
for people are always like very kind to you, and they treat you
Hmm.
in the best way they can, even if you are not like the same in the same like side or the same religion. People always
Yeah.
try to show their best in the holiest places. So my yeah, my visit was good. Was really good.
Hmm. And how did you find the art of architecture in Iran? How different was it from your own country?
No, it's amazing. The details in Iran are crazy. Like they take care like every single detail in the streets, in the mosques, and the buildings. The details is something else. Like one building that can take like years, but every inch on it has a story or have something with to do. So yeah,
Yeah, that was a beautiful sentence.
yeah, it's very
So,
beautiful.
so I also know for a fact that your journey included one of our products, Iran Boutique Hotels Tour, right? So, I mean, your stay was in boutique hotels of Iran. So
Yeah.
I'd like to know your experience about that also. I mean, how did you like your stay? How was the quality? How was the
So
architecture? Did you find it interesting, or do you rather a five-star hotel?
I mean, I've been to hostels in Iran and I've been to boutique five-star hotels, and I don't know how I'm saying this. I didn't like 2 weeks ago. If you tell me this, I won't believe it. But the best hotel I stayed in my life is like the one I stayed in Shiraz. The one in Shiraz is like the best. Shiraz and Kashan.
Wow.
The one in Kashan also is very good, and it's new, and the people working there, like imagine we were like waiting, we were sitting on a table, and then a guy came to us to ask what we want to order, and then we told him, and then he went, and then he came back just standing beside us, waiting for us to give him permission to leave. He asked us like, "Can I leave?" No, come on, you take the order and you leave. You do whatever you want. You're not working. So yeah, it was crazy. People are like very kind and very nice, especially when
Yes, so you were shocked with the politeness.
yeah, and when it comes to tourists, they treat you like very nice.
Hmm. So as a solo traveler, how did you find solo traveling in Iran?
Like to be honest, it wasn't a solo trip, but I can speak from my friend perspective here. He went to Iran alone by himself, and
Hmm.
like the visa for Egyptian is like 21 days. He he stayed for 35 days alone, and
Wow.
like yeah, he gave me a lot of contacts of people in Iran, and I met them when I arrived, and they like helped me a lot. They really people are very helpful. So yeah,
Yeah.
as a solo traveler, especially also I need to highlight this like women. Like some countries you visit, you see people are looking to women in a creepy way, but
Hmm.
in Iran, I saw like women in the streets is like same as men. Nothing can happen.
Yeah, so there are no different looks between men and
No,
females.
no. I
People
didn't
are not
experience
really
this.
sexist, I don't
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I also I can't tell because my experience is different, but I always look at like people faces and check this because it really matters to me in countries. Like I really hate this. Like girls need to travel on their own and like live their freedom. So in Iran, it was perfect. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
in is like himself.
Yeah. So let's jump to the next thing. Okay, let me give you a scenario. Imagine you want to travel to Iran next time. This one alone, on your own, totally. So as a solo traveler, you arrive. Your plane um, arrives at Iran, and then in the airport, someone comes to you and gives you your visa, your SIM card, your visa approval, I mean,
Yeah.
um, your SIM card, your travel debit card, and your insurance. And
Hmm.
also, that person arranges your drive from the airport to the hotel, to your
Yeah.
hotel. So how do you find that? Do you like such a product as a solo traveler?
Like I think it will be very helpful for people as a solo traveler, especially as a solo traveler. You don't like to be with like guys all the time, but for the
Yeah.
first hours in the country that you don't know anyone on it, it will be very helpful, especially in
So,
Iran because you can't use the cards like cards from outside, and you can't like use the taxi apps and this kind of stuff. So at the beginning, people you need someone to explain to you, and not all the
yeah.
people speaks English in Iran, but not all the people. So for the first hours or
Mm-hmm.
the first day, it will be very helpful, and then you can start by yourself, and at least
Yeah.
you can have a friend in Iran once you meet this guide. You, like people always like friends there.
Yeah, I know. So we have such a product. If you are interested to come back to Iran, if anyone else is, we have such a product that someone comes to the airport and gives you all this, and also you'll have the 24/7 contacts of that person as a
Hmm.
friend, exactly, who will be by you. And this product only costs about 65 euros. Do you think the price is good?
I think yeah, because even SIM cards, it was very hard, very hard to me to get a SIM card in Iran. I think I don't
Yeah.
know that this is the normal, but for me, because my friend got it easily from the airport, but for me, I think they were renewing the system, so a lot of things like happened in Iran out of nowhere. So it's better to
Yeah.
be prepared. And 65 euros is nothing comparing. Like you paid the 65 euros, and for the next like 2 weeks you're staying in Iran, you will pay nothing.
Yeah.
Like
So
hostels
when
are
do you
for
think?
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's fine, it's fine.
Yeah. You go on.
No, no,
Okay.
you can.
Well, so for your next travel to Iran, because you said you'll come back soon, do you intend to change your focus of travel? Like, I mean, do you like to go on an adventure trip, a
Yes,
cultural trip? What is your plan?
adventure, adventure.
Adventure.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of activities. I didn't know that you have mountains and I can ski, and I really love skiing. And also you have like
Yeah.
skydive. I met a guy like in Tehran in my last days. He do skydiving in Iran. He do like motor crossing, and there's like scuba diving even in the south. You can go to the islands and like adventures. Like Iran has a lot of stuff to do. If you want like religion, like culture or like adventure, you can do.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of things. Skiing is also very cheap, I have to tell that.
Really,
Yeah, it's very cheap, and also
because
the quality is also very good. So
yeah.
I do recommend that to you and everyone who is interested. And we also have experiences like canyoning.
Hmm.
We in Visit Iran we have it. If you ever want it,
Yeah,
you
I
can
saw
also
pictures.
you can also just book the experience. It's not going to be a tour guide or anything.
Yeah,
It's just the experience for you. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like
1 day experience.
from my experience with Visit Iran, I wanted to flew out of Iran to Iraq, and then the websites you have Iranian websites, which is like you have your own airlines, and you can see it on the
Yeah,
like the worldwide websites like Skyscanners or whatever. So when I checked Skyscanners, like the only way was Emirates or like I don't remember what else, but it was like double price from the normal like the local airlines. But you can find this
Yeah.
airline. So Puyan, like the guy from Visit Our Iran, book it for me for the same price. So I think it's like you're just friends, like friends helping you in Iran. Your second
Yeah,
family.
I know what you mean. So I think we can now turn on comments and see if anyone has any questions. Okay, I did turn on the comments, and
Yeah, I hope people is still there and want to ask comments, like questions after all of this.
yeah, I really hope that
Yeah,
um
but we almost
but
answered everything. Like, yeah, we discussed everything.
yeah, yeah, we discussed almost everything. So what was your perception of Iran culturally? I mean, uh, did you did you have one of those moments that it stick to your mind, some kind of memory that you'd like to share with us?
Uh, like one of the like the memories that stuck in my head is like the people in Kashan in the boutique hotel. Like this is the most polite people I have met in my life. Like really, it was crazy. Me and my friend Jay, we were like sitting. Those people are not humans. They are not on like from this world, out of this world. Like really, like in Egypt, my family owns like Airbnb's apartment, and like
Yeah.
we are in this field, so we are struggling with like people who work with us to be polite with like the guests and like very helpful and kind. So when I saw them, I was like, please come to Egypt.
Someone has asked a question, which city is the best to fly into to then travel to other cities? Well,
Uh,
not all cities have the international airports, but the main cities have Shiraz, Isfahan,
so the best way to
Mashhad, and
go,
Tehran.
I think
Which one do you prefer?
the best way to go from Egypt to Iran is flying from flying from Egypt to Istanbul or Turkey, or like from Egypt to Turkey or Dubai, and then take a flight from
Yeah.
there because there is no direct flights, and the cheapest flights are from Turkey and Dubai. So
Mm-hmm.
they are very cheap. Like I flew from Egypt to Istanbul from Hurghada Airport, not the capital, for like $50, and then I flew from Istanbul to Tehran directly in like 3 hours for also like $60 or $50. So the whole ticket was like $100.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's better to start with Tehran, especially for Egyptians,
Mm-hmm.
because you get to know the capital is better than the small cities. You can have a look at everything, on everything.
Yeah. Well, someone else has asked another question. Do Egyptians get visa on arrival in Iran? Well,
No,
we just said
no,
it.
no visa at all. No visa at all. So and
No
no
visa.
even
It's visa
no
free.
yeah, they just scan your passport and you just enter. So
Yeah.
for for me, I was like it was very weird, but like it took like sorry, خلاص,
No problem.
people in Iraq is very friendly. Like all the people are like asking for being in the videos or like camera. So
Yeah.
yeah, back to the question, like yeah, they scanned my
It was
passport and
visa free.
yeah, and you don't even need vaccination. All you need is PCR, and like
Mm-hmm.
they scan your passport and you enter the country in like 5 minutes, which is like
Mm-hmm.
much easier than many countries you will visit.
Well, Camelia has asked which city was your favorite in Iran?
This is a very hard question, but Kashan and Shiraz.
Kashan and Shiraz.
Tehran also was very nice.
Why? Why
Kashan because
Kashan?
Kashan because of the people. People
The
there are like
people?
yeah, because it's a very cozy city, you know.
Yeah,
So
a
people in
cozy
like
city. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
people
The
in like
nightlife is also amazing there.
yeah, Shiraz because of the architecture and like everything there is like very organized was, and
Yeah, I know.
the weather there wasn't like cold or hot, so it was perfect.
Someone else has another question for you. Is it profitable to travel um, around the world, or you have your own business?
Uh, no, so 2 years ago, I started.
Weird question.
Yeah, can you reply the question again?
The question was, is it profitable to travel around the world or have your own business? Which one? It's a weird question out of the context.
But for me, traveling the world is not profitable at all. I'm always paying right now. I'm investing in traveling. So I used to work for the last 2 years as like a drone pilot and like a videographer in Egypt, which
Yeah.
is pays me a lot. And then I decided I really love traveling. I learned
Hmm.
I learned filming through traveling. So
Yeah.
I decided to do both, like traveling now and like with filming. So I'm doing YouTube because YouTube is like the only way to get paid while traveling. And also, no, I'm not a millionaire at all. I got paid like $50 a month, which is like I can get it like in 1 hour in Egypt if I keep working as a filmmaker in Egypt. But yeah, this is what
Yeah.
I love. So I will keep trying. And
Well,
yeah,
you're investing in your passion somehow, I guess,
yeah,
right?
exactly. For me, like, and it's also a very hard work, like traveling fully time, and you do like content creating is like very hard. Like, I
Yeah,
film
I
two
know.
vid I film 2 videos a day, and like I edit one every night. So I'm working like more than 8 hours a day, but at the end, all I think about like all the whatever job you have, it's hard. So at least be like the one you love.
Yeah. And someone else has asked you, can you travel in Iran as a solo female?
Yes, I didn't experience by myself, but 100%.
Yeah.
I can tell, like from my experience, some countries, no.
I guess her question is safety wise. How was your
Uh,
experience
it,
about
it
that?
was it was very safe. No one tried to scam you, which is like happens
Mm-hmm.
in all the countries if you are traveling at the beginning. But there's no scamming, and also the best part, I saw there were really like many checkpoints and like checks on your passports and like when you are traveling between cities. But through all my trip, I didn't use my passport once, only while checking in hotels. So it's very safe.
Yeah.
Safety wise, there like
Someone,
people are very kind also, so no one will harm you.
yeah, someone has said it's not a question, but thanks guys for letting us know how beautiful is Iran is. And
My pleasure.
that's great. No more questions. Okay, thank you, Ahmed. Is there
Thank you so
anything
much.
that you'd like to add to this meeting? And no other
Uh,
questions. I hope
I
that I have not left out any questions.
yeah, I hope to be back soon to Iran. I really want to visit
Great.
like the south and north, and also Ahwaz. It's like a very interesting part to me. I didn't know before about it. Like there's a part in Iran, like people
Yeah,
there speak Arabic, and like are like Arabic, like they are Arabs, but they're still living in Iran. So I really want to visit this part and like explore it more. So maybe soon I'll be back.
great. So
Okay.
we'll see you soon,
Thank you
hopefully.
so much for everything and stay safe.
Thank you for their time. Oh,
Peace
someone
out.
has asked a question.
Yeah.
Let's just answer this one. How come you didn't mention Isfahan while it has some of the most important attractions of Iran? Is there something wrong with the city?
No. I said every single city in Iran was like very beautiful, but sometimes you feel that like your favorite city is like you feel something different on it. It's not about the
Yeah.
cities that what you see. Like Isfahan have more like has more stuff to see and like more beautiful than Shiraz. But I just feel that Shiraz for me is like closer to my heart. That's it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Great. It was great talking to you. So we'll
Thank you
hopefully
so
see you
much.
again. Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
much for your time.
Stay safe.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.